Everybody, so welcome. I'm going to show you how I made my serving dish using my little Jello mold. I used it for my extra chips. So first I just used some UV resin. I wanted to make a green seagrass one, so I used some mylar flakes and some green resin dye and a little bit more UV resin, and I'm going to add a very thin layer on the inside of the mold, making sure it goes all the way up to the edges, but try to avoid the very bottom of the mold because otherwise it does give you that lip. Hindsight, you can tape that spot. Maybe put a little bit of tape on there to prevent the resin from going up on the little post in the middle. I like to do 3 layers. This is my second layer of resin. Just make sure it's nice and sturdy. Make sure it's going all the way around, moving to the top of the bowl, curing it all the way around on the outside and in. And this is how I make the bottom. I turn the mold upside down, and on the outside I make the bottom of the bowl. Put a little drop of resin on, make sure it's nice and flat, smooth. When you peel off the top though, it will be uncured underneath. So it's still wet underneath here. Make sure you cure it again and clean it out all the way. I wanted to add a 3rd layer of resin, maybe like a nice pretty blue sea green, just to give it a different color. Added that on there, nice and thin. Make sure it's go all the way around, nice and evenly. Fill up any gaps that I might have. Clean up the edges. Rotate it, make sure it's even. Think tumbler. Think you're making a tumbler. Making sure the paint and whatnot is nice and even on all sides. Pop it out of the mold. See how that nice little divot in the middle? If you put some tape down or cleaner with the resin, you'll be able to avoid that. This is the bottom of the bowl. Just adding a little bit more of the resin. Curing that on, and because I wasn't so clean in the middle, there is that little divot, and I like to add just a few drops in there just to level out the bottom so it's not as noticeable. I wanted to get this video to you guys so it's not as clean as it could be. It's a harder resin, so you can clip up the edges, clean it up a bit. I was able to use my X-Acto blade to trim off the excess. But there you have it. It's nice and pretty sea glass, uranium glass, whatever bowl. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and happy crafting, everybody.